Hey guys, so I am literally just hanging out with a bunch of Scentsy stuff. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about my why. So why am I hanging out with all my Scentsy stuff? So I have a party today and it is 2 hours away. And I gave myself plenty of time, but I gave myself a little extra time than when I told the host I was going to be there. So I figured, hey, what the heck? I'm going to go and talk to you guys about my why, because I just have been so crazy busy. I hadn't had the time to do it, and I really wanted to. So why should you make a why? Well, there's got to be a reason to join Scentsy in the first place. You had to have had some reasoning behind joining, whether it was for the fun, whether it was for extra income, whether it was for because you love Scentsy and you'd rather it just pay for its own self by sharing it with your friends and your family. Whatever it may be is something that's going to keep you motivated and keep you going. With a direct sales business, it's tough to be self-motivated. So with having a why and resorting back to your why on a daily basis, then that's going to help you reach your why, or help you stay excited and happy with your decision. So your whys change, but they don't really veer off from the main point of why you joined. So I'll tell you a little bit about mine. So when I first started Scentsy, my why was to make enough income so I did not have to go back to the restaurant and bartend. I was bartending nights and weekends, and I was missing out on my children growing up, really, is what was happening. I wasn't able to put them to bed weekends when everybody does birthday parties and shopping trips and things like that. I couldn't go. So I had to plan our birthday parties either like a Sunday night before school or whatever it may be, but it was not, I hated it. And so I had tried another company, direct sales company, and I thought that it was getting me to where I could knock down and just only work days in the restaurant business, but it wasn't working for me. So I was at that point where I either had to go back and to work nights and bartend or do something else. At that same exact time, my husband was demoted from his management position. A son of the company had come in and took over his management role. So he was demoted, and unfortunately, our income suffered as well. So I really had to make a decision. So with me, I was quite motivated when I started this business because it was either going to work or it wasn't. And my goal was to make it work. So I was very hesitant to get started. I had a lot of questions. I did join under Carrie. Carrie obviously answered them truthfully and never told me something that I didn't like. I absolutely loved everything about the Scentsy mission. Absolutely. And it just felt like I think I should be able to do this. I was hesitant to ask for some funds to get started because we really had none. We had a credit card though. I did ask my husband and I told him, hey, this is what Carrie told me about the business, and I was kind of looking at the ground and what do you think? And he told me to go for it. So I went for it. And because my why was so big, I wasn't going to disappoint him and I wasn't going to disappoint myself. So I sold over $4,200 in my first 70 days. I just missed hitting Sensational Start Level 3 just in sales on my own. So I was pretty excited about that. I hit some major goals, and I made some great money in the meantime too, to say like, hey, I can do this, and hey, this is the income that I do need. So life happens, things happen. We go up in a roller coaster, we come down in a roller coaster, we go up and then we come down. So that's how things go. So changing your why sometimes keeps you motivated and keeps you going even more. So let's see, about a year later, I hit a down roller coaster ride. My mother suffered a traumatic brain injury, and it was a really, really rough patch of quite a few months with this. She went from, I didn't even think she was going to wake up because the injury was so insane. And when she did wake up, she had no idea who I was. I made a decision to move her into my home and rehabilitate her. So I moved my mother into my house, helped her as much as I could, and slowly she started to regain her memory back and was able to do things and was able to finally stay home by herself. I had to get her into a like an adult day center is what I had to do for her. So running with my kids and my mom and everything else, I did. I had to put Scentsy down for a little while. And because my why at that moment was my mom. So my why did change, and it was to her. And Scentsy orders still trickled in, so it still helped out, but it wasn't as prominent as it used to be. But that's okay. I just had to change my why a little bit, and it was family-wise. I rehabilitated my mother. It took about 6 months, which everybody was surprised. They said it'd be a good year, and at that point, even after a year, they were not sure that she'd even regain her full memory back or anything. So was pretty happy about that. So in 6 months, she did decide to go back home. And after that, I told myself, all right, it's me time. It is me time. I am going to take this business and I'm going to run with it. And that's when the Launch to Leadership was issued for the incentive trip. That was the cruise to Cozumel. And I said, I deserve this darn cruise. So my why now was to, again, bring back income into the family. I wanted to earn a trip. I needed to do something for me. That was my why. I just, at that point, I said, I'm going to be selfish. I deserve something. And my husband and I, because we hadn't taken a vacation because of all of this, everything was crazy. So once I set that why, I rocked it, and I ended up earning Leap to Leadership. But just before I earned Leap to Leadership, I became a director. So just because I had a why that was bigger and kept me motivated to do what I wanted to do. And so I gained a lot of things out of that. My why now is to retire from my actual job that I work during the day and stay home with my kids and be able to be the PTA parent and to be able to, get my kids on and off the bus and to actually make enough income where my husband can decide to do something different. That's my next goal. My husband does not like his job one bit, and he's being worked to the bone, being thrown here, and everywhere, and just he's stressed and he's not happy. And I'm tired of not being happy with jobs. It's kind of ridiculous in the world today, but when you realize that you can grow an empire with this business, then you realize anything is possible. So when you keep changing your why just a little bit, and you keep rocking it out, and you keep hitting those levels, and you keep surprising yourself even more, then you're like, I can do this. This is possible. So now my next why, yes, is to stay home, work Scentsy full time, and to make enough income where my husband can actually find something different for a job and not have to solely rely on his income that he makes. So that is my next goal. That is my why, and that is what is going to keep me running and keep me motivated. Make sure that it's somewhere where you can see it every day. Write your why on a dry erase board at your computer. Put little photos of certain things you want to do. If it's a vacation you want to earn, where you can see it every day. Affirmations are something that got me through a lot of those times too. Waking up in the morning, say, I am going to earn this Launch to Leadership. It's already in the bag. I got this. I am going to hit 2,000 in sales this month. I am a booking queen. I am going to do this, and I will do this, and it's possible. So make sure you're staying positive with yourself and know that anything is possible. I'm proof, Carrie's proof. Everybody that's seeing success is proof. It's when you have a why and when you go out there and you make it work that you're going to see the success. So I highly encourage you guys, if you have not done the challenge, if you have not figured out your why, please do so. You have time. It is going to make a difference, how silly it seems, but it's going to make a difference. And I believe in you. Make sure you believe in yourself too.